In today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys how exactly I would go from $100,000 in capital to $1 million in the shortest amount of time possible. Now, before we hop on to everything, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Trevor, and in this channel, we'll be discussing exactly how we can build wealth in the shortest amount of time possible with no fake gurus, scams, courses, or things like that. Everything is as transparent as possible on this channel, so if you appreciate that, make sure you drop a like and subscribe right now. So this is the plan of how I'm going to turn $100,000 in capital to $1 million in the shortest amount of time possible. And the rough time frame for this is roughly about a year, so 12 months time. So there are many ways I can do this, and in the niche that I'm in, which is e-commerce, there are a lot of different ways we can turn this amount of capital into something bigger. So basically 6 figures into 7 figures in 12 months. So as some of you guys know, I am doing dropshipping. Now dropshipping is not really a long-term sustainable business. However, there are things that can make it a lot more sustainable in long term, like using wholesale US suppliers. And that is the very first point that I want to talk about, is to expand my dropshipping stores, shops, marketplaces by using US wholesale suppliers. And the main advantage of US wholesale suppliers is going to be lower competition, because most dropshippers and people that are using Shopify, selling on Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Shops, and other marketplaces, Amazon, Walmart, etc., are not using wholesale suppliers. Why? Because they take a ton of time to research and find and actually qualify and actually be able to dropship from. Now, when you find qualified wholesale US suppliers, you're gonna get 3 of these benefits. One is you're gonna get way less competition, because there's just simply people that are not doing this because it takes a lot of time and effort, and most people are just lazy and won't put in the effort to do this. Second is gonna be higher profits. This is gonna be to expected because you're buying product to dropship or to buy inventory at wholesale prices. Now, wholesale prices is not directly from distributors or the manufacturers. The manufacturers actually have the lowest price possible, but if you're getting it from a wholesaler or a distributor, you're gonna get a lot cheaper than retail price. So you're gonna be able to mark that up and increase your profit margin by using US wholesale suppliers. And the third point is gonna be faster shipping, and it's probably gonna be the fastest shipping out of any other fulfillment centers. You can buy in bulk, send it to a fulfillment center. You can, using a sourcing agent from China, to source products from China and ship it in around 2 weeks or so or shorter. But US wholesale suppliers are going to be shipping items directly the same day, the same business day, within 24 hours. So that is going to be the fastest way without holding inventory to ship out products via the dropshipping business model. Next, I want to talk about why am I doing this exactly. I want to start off by saying dropshipping is not really a sustainable business if you plan to use retailers and just suppliers like Amazon, eBay, Walmart, Home Depot, because they're buying products, they're listing products at retail price, what you're paying for, all the other customers are paying for. So there really isn't an incentive to buy from you, except that you were just more convenient for them to buy from. So you can still make 6 figures a year dropshipping the traditional way from retailers, but wholesale is just a lot more sustainable long term. Next, what I want to do is I want to move little by little from dropshipping and move to custom label, private label product, and move my bestsellers to either Amazon or create a one product or a niche store and branding the product there. This is a really great way to create brands, is by having multiple general testing stores, usually general stores that you can test via Google Ads, Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest, and even TikTok. So you can find best-selling products and brand it right away into a niche store or a one product store, or even brand it and put it on Amazon. This way you're going to have long-term success from each of these best-selling and winning products. So taking a step back, the big goals of this progress or plan to turn $100,000 in capital to $1 million is going to be automate most of this using a virtual assistant. Now currently I have around 8 to 10 virtual assistants, but the plan is to get them up 30 to 50 virtual assistants so it can outsource most of the work, because it's impossible as a one-person army, one person to handle all this basically, and do all the customer support, order fulfillment, and scale all by myself. It's just nearly impossible. It is actually impossible. So what I want to do is actually automate most of the customer service, which is going to be very time consuming. Order fulfillment is probably going to be the very last thing, and then scaling, item sourcing, product research, anything that has to do with products. Now I would be managing most of the ads and the back end and checking sales, checking things if they're going on, and even a VA manager, maybe 2 or 3 managers to put put on each of these stores and shops so I can make sure everything is going smoothly. Ideally, this way, this is how I'm going to be scaling to $100,000 profit per month from $100,000 profit per year. Then ideally, it should really take just less than a year to get to this mark. Alright, so to recap, $1 million at the end of the year in the grand scheme of things is not a lot at all. Maybe back 100 years or 200 years, $1 million was a lot. Because of inflation, $1 million does not buy you as much as today. But you probably already know this if you're watching this channel. However, with $1 million, you can use this capital to go on to bigger projects and investments. Now I'm going to be highlighting some of the other investments that I'm currently interested into. Now these are subject to change because as an entrepreneur, you never rely on just 1, 2, or 3 different plans. You have multiple plans, and plans A, plan B, plan C's, plan D, plan E's, and so on. So you don't actually, business doesn't blow up or go shut down overnight like that. So here are the investment ideas with $1 million in capital. First is going to be one of my favorite things so far. It's going to be crypto mining machine. Now this is something that I've been researching and looking into for a long time. However, just recently I've seen the crazy crypto surge, and my interest in crypto has been going up and up, but I haven't really taken any serious action. Now the only action that I really took in terms of buying miners is going to be helium miners. If you're watching this, Minta miner just released a new drop, and I managed to buy one out of the 8,000, and then I bought 2 Bobcat miner and then 5 more in August. So we have a bunch of miners coming in. What I plan to do with them is try to get them in different houses so they can start generating passive income. If not, then I would probably just resell for break even or a profit. So with a 7-figure budget, you can really invest 6 figures into a Bitcoin miner, so a ASIC miner that will make you around 6 figures in passive income after all expenses and after you break even. Now the break even period, if you look at something like a website called asicvalue.com, you can find miners with a break even around 7 to 10 months at the medium range. So that is ideally what you want to do, is to break even in 7 to 10 months. So after you break even after 10 months, you can start actually making profit. The next investment with $1 million that I want to talk about is going to be real estate. Now I could start with real estate with $100,000 capital, but with that money, putting a lot upfront and with not a lot of cash flow. Now obviously I'm not a guru or a person that knows a lot about real estate. All I know is about the BRRRR method, flip, wholesale, and things like that. But with real estate, yes, you can make serious amount of money, but I believe e-commerce still has a lot more potential to squeeze 7, 8, and 9 figures out of it before I jump onto real estate. Main reason I haven't jumped onto it right now because I don't want to give out too much capital to real estate, because I want to expand the e-commerce business and scale it as far as I can before I jump onto real estate. Now with real estate, I want to have a giant bankroll, a giant amount of capital, so I don't over leverage and I can actually sleep at night. Now, the third investment idea with $1 million is going to be a SaaS startup. Now, I have a few ideas for SaaSes inside the e-commerce space, but again, ideas are just ideas, and if I don't take action on them, they're wasted ideas. So once I start taking action on them, they might be worth something. But for now, ideas are just ideas. So with SaaS, at the end of the day, SaaSes are very profitable. You can get them up alone to past 6 figures and 7 figures in monthly passive income alone. But with a SaaS, there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of coding that is required, and you need to go through many layers of trial and error to find a target market and actually create a successful SaaS. All right, the last thing that I want to talk about is going to be YouTube finance niche. So the finance niche on YouTube is probably the most profitable or the highest RPM and CPM on YouTube. I'm averaging about $17 to $18 RPM. With the low amount of views that I'm already getting, I'm still making quite a bit of money just because of the high CPM. But regardless, YouTube channels in the finance niche are very profitable. However, they do take a lot more work because you're going to get just less people are interested in finance. So it is a bit of trade-off. You could start with a more popular niche but lower CPM, or start in a finance niche, high CPM, low views. So at the end of the day, I do believe finance is a lot more profitable long term because of the high CPM, and you just need to work on getting more views. So the YouTube channel, the finance YouTube channel niche is another investment that I'm considering. So it might work on this as well in the background of all the other businesses that have going around. So that wraps it up for this video. I hope you found some value and you took some ideas and some ways that you can go ahead and do the same thing, turn 100,000 into $1 million. I do have a video right there on how I built my business from 0 to 100K in profit per year as of right now. now. So if you want to check that out before you take action on any of these steps, then go ahead. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.